get the highest distribution today. So then I'd look, okay, well, my people who are interested in camping and knives, what else might they be interested in? Oh, Field and Stream, hunting, handgun magazines, guns and ammo. Perfect, to buy them all. Then I'd subscribe to all of them. Two things will happen at that point. They'll mail you more of them. It's amazing. And they will sell your information, and they will rent your address out to advertisers who will mail you other types of offers. Pro tip, don't do this from your home address. You should have a local address at like a UPS store or like a mailboxes, etc. Okay, that's the address you should be using for your business. And just open it up, flip through. What products are being advertised? Now, if you're really ambitious, you could go on eBay, or maybe you can even call their subscription department, and you can see if you can get the last 12 issues, the back issues, or the last year. Sometimes they're bi-monthly, for example. So that would be 6 issues. Sit down with them, cut out all the ads, group them all together. What you'll do is you'll start to see patterns. And what you really want to see are the products that have been advertised in that magazine for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months, for years. Because if they were losing money on those ads, they wouldn't run them for a year. And then right there, you're going to get some brilliant ideas of the different products that are working. Because if Company B has been running this fishing rod reel thing in the Guns and Ammo magazine for 12 months, interesting. Maybe there's enough of an overlap with this audience and that audience in my knife. Oh, maybe a fillet knife. Okay, interesting. Now I can synthesize a new idea and think about a product that would work for that market. And the whole time you're looking at the headlines, you're looking at the messages on all of those ads that are used in those magazines to sell the things that pay for the ad space. Bingo. Getting all the data right there. And I believe this is inside of the Customer Avatar workshop, but you can go find the media, the rate card for the media kit of the magazine. And generally they're on their website. So if you go to the magazine's website and look at the bottom, there should be something that says like media kit or rate card, advertising prices. And essentially you want to act like you're an advertiser, and they'll tell you what their demographics and psychographics are of their audience. So you can leverage their market research. They'll tell you for Golf Magazine, it's 55-year and older dudes who make $100,000 a year, and they'll tell you everything about their audience. Bingo. You can cross that off your list. Then you can look through all the past golfing magazines to see all the things that are being sold to golfers over the last 12 months. Cut them out, group them together. Clubs are over here. Balls are over here. All the types of things. Group them together. And then it's about the messaging from there. And what I would recommend you do is grab a glue stick and some poster board and take all of those cut up ads and just glue them onto a poster board and hang them around your office. If you want to go like fancy tech, bust out your camera, your phone, take a bunch of pictures of each one, put them on a white piece of paper and take a picture of each ad, really close as you can, so you get as big of a picture as you can. And then you should be able to upload all that to like Vistaprint or some local printer, and they'll make you some big posters. And you hang them up around. So then your off walls are beautifully decorated with the products and the messages that are a whole lot of good ideas come from that right there. Generally speaking, you're going to really truly commit into one market. Okay, like this is the one thing that if you bounce around from market to market to market, you never really start to learn what their hot buttons are, what their fears are, what their desires are, what they're actually after. It makes everything so much more different. Like changing your market means you're starting at zero again. But your product, that's where you're going to be doing a lot of testing. Well, do they want the free credit card knife offer that I can run from Survival Life? Do they want the belt buckle knife concealed thing? I don't know. But each test in that direction of the product helps you really learn more about your market. Okay, so we come up with our best idea of our market from as much data as we can get. And then the products are testing that idea. I think my people will like this. Let me go build that out. And then you got to write your sales message for it. You better be relying on stuff that's already worked for that marketplace. You have yourself a test. Now you just got to run traffic. Spin up some Facebook ads. You got traffic running 20, 30 minutes. Anybody buy anything? I mentioned my free plus shipping idea in the digital oil wells episode that aired yesterday. And I got an email from my buddy Dwight, who's been a student for a long time, looking around for his product, market, message, match. And I had mentioned this idea to him a little bit ago, and I'll be damned. Dwight ain't seen a couple of sales come in with this. Didn't work exactly as expected the first time in the first way, but he got it, and he got one with an upsell, and bada bing, bada boom. Went from an idea of something his audience would like, made some cheap little products, doing exactly what I said inside that last audio, wrote an ad, that's messaging, wrote a landing page, that's messaging. Let's call it a sales page. Got the messaging dialed on the checkout page, added on some bumps and some upsells, bada bing, bada boom. He put a few bucks in and he got 12 bucks out. Made himself a little profit there. That's one vote that he had the product market message matched. Now he has other products he's going to test, and he has other messaging he's going to continue to test on the thing that worked, okay? So the market he's ticked that box. He knows who he's working with. He's been focused on these folks for a long time. What are they buying? Perfect. The product, this was kind of a new product following that method. Bingo. Got one to work. He has 3 or 4 different variations that he's going to test over time, but he just started with one. First one kind of flopped. Second one clicked. Perfect. Now it's all about message. How does he get that average order value up? Because it might cost $7 to make a sale and $5 cost of goods sold, and it cost him $15 to make it, and he's net negative $3. So there's a gap that he has to clear type scenario. One of them didn't have a gap. One of them, he was cash flow positive right from the get-go. And that's really it. Product, market, message, match. This is why you should be studying copywriting. This is why you should be studying sales. And the more you can engage with that side of the game, the better you're going to get at the messaging that compels your market to take action on your product. And if you can't get your market to take action on your product, you ain't going to make no money. It's that simple. But if you've got the wrong product, you got the right market, you got a really good message for them, but the product stinks, you might make some sales, but that refund rate is going to cause a lot of problems. Or you're just flat out not going to sell. Like, great copy is not going to sell a turd. It's a turd. Nobody wants it. There are things in this world that just flat out nobody wants. No matter how good you are at selling them. So I share these 3 things in this order, right? The concept, the product, market, message, match idea, because I want to help you simplify what you're actually working on. The less plates you have spinning in your world, the more efficient and the more skilled you can be at those few things that need to get done. And again, if you're doing pure affiliate, this stuff matters. This is the same thing. So let's say you're doing a green smoothie website as an affiliate, and you do a bunch of recipes and it's healthy living. Cool. Who's the market? Is it busy moms? who want to make more healthy food for their kids because their kids are getting a little, got an extra 15 pounds on like a 13-year-old kid. That ain't no good. You're going to talk to that mom differently than if your audience is actually skinny, fat dudes who are in their 30s who want to get ripped. Or if it's 50-year-old dad bod dudes who want to lose the spare tire. It's all green smoothies and blenders. Same product. Different market, different message. And for an affiliate, what you're doing is all your content pieces, all your product. That's your current products is, can I get impressions on this? Does Google like it? Because that's one of your audience members. Can I get clicks from a human being? Do they read? Do they stay on my page longer than 14 seconds? Or does everybody who land on my page just click back and leave? If everybody's leaving, you got a message problem, big time. And there's data that will tell you that. Analytics, Google Webmaster Tools. But if you're just going for the game, and the game is to make money, to sell things, then your data points are hidden inside of your conversion rates. How many people landed on my sales page? How many people purchased? Divide them together. That's your conversion rate. How much money did I make? Cool, divide that number by how many people landed on the page. This is your earnings per click number. Now you have a consistent number, so you can look at product A, product B, product C, product D that you've launched, and you can measure product A had a 42-cent earnings per click, product B had 31 cents earning per click, product C had $1.52 earning per click. Seems like everybody likes the product C. I'll stick with that one. Now let me add a bump. Let me add an upsell to it. Let me test it this way. Let's build an advertorial around it. Let me retarget the people who landed on that sales page with another sales page. Let me retarget those folks with an opt-in. Let me use a two-step opt-in to build a list so I can follow up with the 80% of people who didn't actually buy when they made it to the checkout page. Messages, different messages, different pre-frames. And this is the game. So this is what my wife and I do all the time. We're still focused on our same one market. I've been to so many events for our market. I'm going to another one this summer, a 4-day spiritual intensive retreat experience. I'm all about it. I love it. I enjoy it. But I'm going to be listening to the things that people are talking about in the hallways. I'm going to be paying attention to who's there. How old are they? What are they into? I'm trying to figure out the other people in that space that they love. Who are your favorite YouTubers? What podcasts do you listen to? I'm trying to figure out what other messages they like to consume. And I'm driving my ass halfway across the country, spending, I don't know, $5,000 or so on the whole event with the rooms and the blah, 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 blah for my wife and I both. It's business expense. Those are my people. Those aren't just my people. Those are my people. That's my market. Those are the people who are willing to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to go get in that room. Ah, man, these are like ambitious versions of my people. They're gonna listen. I'm much more interested in the conversations that are gonna happen in the hallways than I am the presentations that are gonna happen from inside of the event. Lucky for me, I love the niche. I love what we do. I love all those experiences. So it's a win-win for me, but I'm just trying to help you see that if you sell gemstones or gemstone jewelry, well, did you make it to the Tucson Gem Show this past year? Because it's the biggest gem show in the world. And it might be smart to wander around and talk to the vendors and see what's selling for them. Hey, what's your best seller? Hey, what's your best seller? That's what the most ambitious entrepreneurs are doing. And I hope you are one of those ambitious few. And I hope I'm giving you ideas that are sparking more steps you can take on this path of being that most dedicated person in your market for your audience. This is the game. When you dial it in, you get a product that matches that market, and you get the right messaging. Bingo, you can automate it out as an oil well. Ta-da! What do you do then? Well, I clearly know the market. That product worked. I see all these ads hanging around my office because I've taken all these pictures, all these magazine ads of the other stuff people are selling. Well, let me go try that thing. I see 19 ads for that thing. Well, let me go make my version of that thing and try it. Well, what headline should I use? I don't know. Let me just go look at the 19 headlines I got right there and let me come up with something. I'm not going to steal their headline ideas, but I'm going to pay really clear attention to the hook and the angle that's working on the most published ones. Bingo. Product, message, same market, run it out, test it, tweak it, optimize it. There's going to be a gap. First going to launch it, cash flow negative, $6 per unit. Uh-oh. Well, now I just need a bump. Test a different bump, 2 bumps, 3 bumps, throw an upsell, throw a downsell, bingo, cash flow positive. Automate that one, on to the next, stacking up oil wells. Product, market, message, match. That's the game. If you go create some of these posters, and if you do this, I want to see them. So take pictures of it, mention me on Instagram, or hit me up on Twitter. Twitter's kind of where I actually am, right? Like I'm a human on Twitter. I'm kind of repulsed by Zuckerberg's businesses. I don't allow those apps on my phone. They're just incredible time sucks, and they're amazing distraction mechanisms used for social control, and that just weirds me out. So I don't go in there much. Twitter's the same damn thing, but somehow I'm okay with it because it's the realm of ideas and not people trying to look cool, even though they're just trying to sound cool or sound smart. But I guess that's a topic for another day. And I'm going to call it today. So I appreciate you. I hope this has been helpful for you. Product, market, message, match. The right product for the right person, presented with the right sales copy. You got yourself a winner. Then do it again. We don't go swing in hammocks with Mai Tais. This is a frickin' business. You have family's future to secure. You have your future to secure. Probably going to talk about longevity on this podcast at some point. Folks are growing older and they're having way better years in their 70s and 80s today than ever before. Right? This ain't like being old and decrepit. This is being old, still walking around the beaches and surfing and enjoying the hell out of my 80s and having the money to do so from anywhere in the world type stuff. That's what I'm preparing for financially, which is why I'm still out there fishing around for more product, market, message, matches. And I recommend join in the crusade. The cool part is you can do this with honesty, with integrity. You can create things that people actually value. And your sales messaging can be done in a way that's so authentic and so genuine and so real. It's not sleazy. There's no hype required because you just learn how to communicate to your audience that your thing will help them get to where they really want to go. But you got to know where that is. And I'm going to call it. If you haven't been through the customer avatar training, I will put a link to that in the show notes here. Go through that. It's a free training. It was a paid training. It needed to be free because it's one of the most important things you might ever do. Thank you. Have a blessed day. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next. What's your number right now for that thing you're working on? What's your number? So I was out in the garden yesterday, and we've already been able to harvest some greens that we planted last year. I'll tell you the story about how that went sideways and still generated some bok choy and a few greens we've been able to enjoy, some kale. But we were sowing seeds. Got some spinach, carrots, all kinds of stuff going in. Now I'm 3 years in on this full speed ahead gardening adventure. I've kind of done like half-ass gardening attempts in the past, and I promise you, this is very relevant to your business. But we got these seeds in the ground early this year. We're zone 5. They say we shouldn't be able to plant out for another 2 months. May 15th is when they're saying you're pretty much safe to plant anything. But yet I knew that I could plant these seeds here and now. Because I knew the number, the most important, the only important number for that one little thing that I was working on. Now, spoiler, for the non-gardeners out there, that number, that data point, is soil temperature. There's a lot of cold weather stuff like snow peas that you can start planting once you're about 40 to 45 degrees in the soil. Doesn't take long for after the snow to melt for that soil to get up to 40 to 45 degrees. So I got a little thermometer thing. It's a long thermometer. It's a soil thermometer. You stick it in the soil. It tells you what the temperature is. Bingo. My feedback loop is there that allows me to take intelligent action forward. Because I knew the most important number for that system. Now, one could argue that bushels of carrots, however they're measured, right? Like the ultimate number is how big of a harvest did I get? I understand that. So in your business, are you making any money? Are you making enough money to pay your bills? That's actually the most important number. But when you're building out all of the little systems that contribute towards cash flow, that number's mildly irrelevant in the moment. And this is the idea, is that you need to become aware of those key numbers, often called KPIs or key performance indicators, for each of the different systems and tasks that you're working on in your business. And that'll get you a feedback loop with a piece of data. And that feedback loop with that one piece of data, that key piece of data for that thing, that little feedback loop right there is going to give you what you need to know, am I doing good or am I not? Do I need to change my approach? Do I keep going? Is it time to move on to the next step? Or do I just got to stay dug in here and keep shoveling this giant pile of manure? For example, if you're building an authority site, let's say you're going into the bird watching niche or the backyard bird feeding niche. You just got a new WordPress site up last week. Congratulations, you're taking action. Well, at this point, you might be deciding that the most important thing for you to do is to sprint forward to get your first 90 posts published as fast as you can. If you commit to doing a 90-day challenge like I did, then that metric is, did I publish one post today? If yes, great. Am I starting to prepare for post tomorrow because I got to hit that mark, that number again tomorrow? And if you stay on that number relentlessly for 3 months, you'll have 90 posts up and you'll build skills in the process. Or maybe you're somewhere along that path and you're like, I'm not doing a 90-day challenge, but I'm going to do as much as I need to get that traffic flowing. Cool. You're probably looking in Google Search Console for impressions, because that's the first data point that pops up when you're publishing on a blog. You'll see the impressions through Google Search Console before you see traffic in Google Analytics. And if you got impressions coming in, there's another number, the click-through rate. Impressions means Google's putting your blog post on the first page of Google, or maybe second. And then the question is anybody clicking on your blog post? Well, what data, what do they see when they have the opportunity to click on you versus your competitors? Well, they see your title tag and they see your description. Are they clicking on you? Is it 0.3% click-through rate or is it a 3% click-through rate? Because if you got a 0.3% click-through rate, Google ain't going to leave you up there very long. And you need to learn how to write better titles fast. Because that's the most important data point at that point in your business. And every different traffic model and every different business model has their own little numbers. And the more you realize this and you start to dig in to look for those numbers, to figure out what those important numbers are, to measure them consistently and to go look back at them, means you're going to have better data, which means you're going to be able to make better decisions. I was not planting seeds in March last year, period. I was months later than that. I actually don't think we got seeds in the ground until late April or early May. So guess what? My 40-day harvest on radishes and some of these things that grow pretty damn quick, right? They were months behind. I might get 2 crops of radishes this year because I knew that one data point that allowed me to get those seeds in the ground the moment we crossed that threshold. Now, if you're playing the funnel game, I've got videos. I've taught a lot about funnel math. If you've got yourself an ATM accelerator funnel, which I might say is the only way to fly, you got a few conversion points in that system that you can drill into if needed. But the big number on a funnel is how much profit do I have at the end? I put $100 in Facebook ads, got 48, 32 clicks, 75 clicks, 118 clicks, who cares? Doesn't matter. Okay, of all those clicks that went to my opt-in page, I got 16 leads, I got 24 leads, 30, it doesn't really matter, cool. And then your OTO shows up, how many sales? That doesn't really matter. How much money did it make? Take the amount of money you put in, take the amount of money you got out, subtract them from each other. That's your return on ad spend, ROAS. If it's a 1 or higher, you in the money. Now, if it's not, you probably have a conversion problem. It's probably your one-time offer sales letter isn't a funnel game. People playing the conversion, generally speaking, their sales copy just doesn't convert because they haven't been writing sales letters for years and years and years. And nothing beats doing it over and over and over and over and over again. If you want to build muscles, you go to the gym every day. If you're really fucking serious, I'm really serious about my business generating cash flow. So I'm here working on it every single day. I've even built custom dashboards that accrue all the data from my email system and from my shopping cart system, and then it merges it all together and it gives me just those couple of data points that I want every day, and it emails me at 4:30 in the morning, every morning. I spent thousands of dollars to have that all coded out and built for me. So when I wake up in the morning with my cup of organic jasmine tea, jasmine pearls, for those of you in the know, I sit down with my phone, I pull out my phone, and I look at that email, and it tells me how my business did. Top line revenue, what happened, what products sold the most, how many of those, how much revenue did each come in, what's the average order value of each of those products, how many subscribers came in from all of my lists, how many subscribers came in from each of the forms, which represents a different funnel on each of those lists. That's it. As the captain of this ship, I can navigate around the 7 seas with those numbers right there. Because I've been geeking out about my numbers for a very long time. So if you're not a numbers person, if math scares you, I want to encourage you to follow this thread anyways. Being an entrepreneur means there's things that you have to do that you don't actually want to do. It's literally what being an entrepreneur means. Like, we're the ones who shovel the pile of manure. Once you understand the different data points, the math is really simple. Like, it's so simple. It's literally like this one divided by that one equals percent. or this one minus that one equals, oh shit, I didn't profit on that. I lost a bunch of money on those ads. It's super simple stuff. And the key is just to know. So when you're working within your system, and here's how to figure out what numbers are most important. Okay. When you're working within the system, what's within your control? So if you published 4 blog posts and you're just sitting there refreshing analytics, where's my traffic? Where's my traffic? Where's my traffic? The traffic showing up is not really in your control. So that's a shitty data point to go track. You only posted 4 blog posts. Let's be real. You need 400, not 4. So the only data point that matters at that phase of the game is next post published, check. Oh, now I have 5 posts. Great. You're building a library of useful information that your audience is searching for. Cool. It's a race to 200. If you're at 5, great. Tomorrow you should be at 6. If you hit 6 tomorrow, perfect. The next day you should be at 7. Great. That's the only metric that matters. Until you're in momentum. You start seeing impressions, you start getting clicks coming in, perfect. Might be time to get a pop-up on your blog to invite those visitors to get more information by subscribing to your email list. The day that thing goes live, you have a more important data point that you should be monitoring. And you should have a habit of publishing every day that you should continue with. So you stop measuring the publish every day data point because that habit is established in your life. You are a creator. But now you need to know, do people really want that lead magnet I put up? Are they opting in? Is it 0.1% conversion rate? Well, that's pretty bad. Is it 1% conversion rate? Well, that's 10 times better, but it's still so-so. On our pop-ups, we get somewhere around 3 to 5% conversion rates pretty consistently. If you're in that range, great. Checks out. People want what you have. If you're not in that range, they might want what you have, but it might be the wrong messaging. Okay, that product message thing we talked about in the last episode. And that's how you know if you need to go back and come up with some more tests. It's through the data, the most important number for that system. You get the blog going. It's all content. You're going to play the backlink game. Cool. You can measure. There's things to measure around there, but you can brute force your way through it with content. Then at some point, you're starting to play a conversion game to grow in your email list. Or you're driving people over to Amazon and you're looking at how many people actually click over to Amazon on your affiliate link or impact or commission junction or wherever you're sending people to. And then if I'm sending a bunch of traffic to a vendor, I'm monitoring their conversion rates. Because if they suck at converting, if I'm trying to sell, I don't know, a squirrel buster bird feeder, and I got options of where I can sell this thing. They sell it on Amazon, they sell it on Target, they sell it on Walmart. And if I link them over to Amazon and there's a terrible conversion rate, I can see it's less than 1%, I might try a link to a different vendor and see if I can get a better conversion rate. And we're pretty deep in the weeds on a very specific data point within a specific business model, but this is how the game works. By taking action, by taking imperfect action, which is what I did in my garden for the last 3 years. Okay, I've done 3 years of imperfect action. Somewhere middle of the year last year, I really started to realize that the soil temp thing, I was like, oh, that was the piece. I read it several times in the book. I was like, that's the piece. So I got the tool I needed. Been measuring the temperature of my compost with it for quite some time now. And then yesterday, when the sun was out and I was just hanging out in the garden, I said, well, let's go see what the soil temperature is here under this little covered row. I'll be damned, 48 degrees. Go look at my seed packets. Sure enough, selling seeds, growing food. Because I need that one data point. Gonna grow more food this year than I grew last year. Got better data. Gonna make more money in my business this year too. Guess why? Because I got better data. It's simple math. Know that you're just going to have to get comfortable monitoring a few data points in your business if that for some reason scares you. And then from there, it's just figure out what goals you want people to take, right? If they're seeing you on Google and you want them to click onto your website to go to your blog post where you have your affiliate links, obviously your click-through rate is a very important data point. Simple stuff. If you're driving traffic to an opt-in page with the goal of getting them to opt in so they enter your ATM accelerator funnel, there's your data point. What's your conversion rate on that opt-in page? Is it 50%? Is it 40%? If not, you either have a product, the lead magnet issue, they don't want the thing, or a message issue. The way you're promoting the thing isn't really connecting with them. You don't get they want the thing, but the way you say it, that thing ain't doing what they want to do, so it's a message miss. And you keep fiddling with it and testing it till you get one that works. That is the game. So be observant in what you're doing. Think about, as you're taking actions, okay, what do I want to happen here? If you're writing blog post number 7, what you want to happen is Google to index your site and to start to display you on search engine results. How do you get there? You have to become the authority, and that's done by publishing hundreds of the most useful pieces of content in your space. Same is true for YouTube. It's why my YouTube channel grew so fast. I published as much of the most helpful content that explains exactly what my people wanted to learn as often and as frequently as I can. And for a period of time, I was the most frequent and prophetic publisher in my little world. Bingo. Channel scaled. And on the other hand, with all our paid ads, and we're running tens of thousands of dollars in paid ads on Facebook every month right now, while everybody's freaking out about Facebook again. Well, it's just normal. We're monitoring. How much we put in this month? Cool. How much we get out the other side? Cool. Last month we were up, I don't know, about $2,000 positive cash flow on the ads. Perfect. You know how many leads I got in that $2,000? So I made money to bring in tens of thousands of leads to my business last month. Perfect. Keep doing that. All this grows a list for us in that type of a business. So my wife and I are working on new products, improving sales letters that aren't converting, and sending out emails, because we're growing these lists and we know these people are buying all kinds of stuff every day. That's what everybody's doing. We know they're on a path to bettering their life in the world in which we support them in. Perfect. So we got to keep coming up with new, interesting ideas, hooks, offers, new products, and new offers. We got the audience part down. New product, new messages. Then we measure the conversion rates. Discard the things that don't work. Put more money, more time, more energy. Since about 2013, 2012, 2013, we published 2 new sales letters a month, every month, until last year. Hundreds and hundreds of sales letters that we've written. This is on top of the thousands of blog posts that we published in order to drive the traffic, and the thousands of emails that we've sent to our audience in between. It's in these numbers, this massive action that's been sustained for 13 plus years on that one particular brand now. There's the secret to my success. All of that massive action while staying focused on the key performance indicator within each one of those systems. How's my rankings? How's my click-through rate? Bingo. Traffic system is sorted. That machine is running efficient. How do I know? I measured the numbers. I looked at them. I've been measuring them for a long time. The numbers are going in the right direction. The numbers are better than they've ever been. Traffic's up, click-through rate's up, perfect. I need to move on to another system. Can't stop publishing, but I need to really focus my creative energy on the next system, which is growing my email list. Perfect. What is my pop-up converting at? Awesome. 5%. They love this free thing we're giving away. Perfect. That system's done. Next, monetization system, ATM. We're now over on the monetization system. What's the most important number there? Am I making any money? Right? Am I converting? Am I making sales? Am I closing people? Is actually what I wanted to know. My conversion rate on my one-time offer is the key place that I look at. Took me years to get all that built out. Shit, it took me years to figure that out, and then to just start testing it, and then it took years to optimize it to get it to run super efficient. And today, while I'm out playing in the garden, or I'm going to be gone all day today, up early to get this one out for y'all. Might publish it later when I get home. I'm going hiking, and we're going on a little trip, and we're going doing some fun stuff. Google will drive thousands of people to my websites today. Google and YouTube combined, right? Search engines will send thousands of people to my website. 3 to 5% of those people are going to opt in. 1 to 2% of those people are going to buy my OTO. 30% of those people are going to take bumps and upsells. It's just going to happen because it's been measured. I've been measuring it. I've been optimizing it. I've been focusing on the key numbers to make those things happen. And my ad guy is going to supplement that. And he's going to spend $800 today or so in traffic, driving traffic to our other offers directly. And he'll make even more money. And every day I get my little email. I get to look in my dashboard and see, how's everything looking? Looking good. Cool. I'm going to hang out in the garden today because all my KPIs are in a line. This is the game. You can do it. I'm happy to help. Definitely have some funnel math tutorials. If you need help figuring this stuff out, that's where the YouTube channel is, right? I show you where to go click. If you haven't started yet, if you've been listening to these like, Miles, I got to get in the game. I understand it's a long process. MilesBeckler.com. On the top navigation, okay, you're going to see start here, find your niche, start your blog. Those are the 3 places to start. It's on the navigation. It's free content. Happy to help you get into motion. Because ain't nothing going to happen until you get into motion. And if you are in motion, figure out what those key little data points are, those numbers, those most important numbers for that system that you're building out. Geek out on those numbers while doing the work. Improve, get that thing running, automate it as best you can, move on to the next one, and then on to the next one. This is how you can build a robust business. It can fill up 401ks. Can offer you the lifestyle freedom for you to work from anywhere in the world if you want to. Did 5 years, 20 countries. Then I wanted to grow my own food. Felt like something was brewing. Was tired of being on the road all the time, so I came and bought this remarkable estate. Didn't even have to look at my bank account to buy it. Down payment, care. I want it. That's the one. That's freedom. And that's what I want you to get to. And it's all hidden in these little data points, these little obscure data points. That's your feedback mechanism. That's how you know if you're on the right path. Keep publishing. Go forth. Be the most helpful person for your audience. You'll be amazed at what you create if you really keep that as the guiding light and the guiding principle within your business. I gotta run. I'll catch you on the next one. Till then, be well. Miles Beckler, and I'm a system addict. That's right. Spend my time looking for, building, figuring out systems for damn near everything. I'm addicted to hunting down, finding, building, and optimizing these systems because I now know that systems can boost productivity and efficiency. And here's the real key. Systems can often be either automated or run by other people. Now, I didn't always understand this, and I used to be very haphazard with my efforts, which obviously was a bit of a problem. because sometimes you look at your business or you look at your marketing systems, you're looking at a certain system and you're thinking, God damn, that is so complex. There's so much going on. How do I understand what's actually doing what? And the first time this really happened in my life, I was probably like 12 or 13 years old. My dad was a greaser, loved cars, always worked on our cars at home, did all our own oil changes, brake jobs, all that stuff. His dad was a farmer in North Dakota in the 40s, so that man could fix goddamn anything. MacGyver would bring his broken lawnmower or tractor to my grandfather, and my grandfather would have that thing running in no time. So I've got some like small engine and some engine heritage. And by the age of 12 or 13, I realized I didn't know shit. And I was trying to intellectually, mentally understand how an engine worked. Good buddy of mine, Bosco, was trying to explain it to me. I understood, so you got camshafts, and camshafts open the valves, and the valves are what let the fuel in, and then they let the exhaust out. Okay, but you got a crankshaft, and then there's, like, wait, I don't get it. And he was trying to say, well, the timing chain kind of hooks up with the timing belt, and that's what controls them so they don't run into each other. Didn't make any sense. A few years later, I bought my dream car. It was such a piece of shit. 1971 Datsun 510. $1,300. It was a Bondo bucket, as we like to call it. All kinds of body damage. God, those are cool cars. Wish I still had it. On the way home, bought it in Sacramento. On the way home, I froze the motor. Seized the motor. Blew the engine, is another way of saying it. Technically, I spun a rod bearing. The lower half of the engine seized up. Pretty rough night. Pops came out, tow truck came out, got it. Spent every penny I had, all $1,300 of it, on this car. That was because my pickup truck caught on fire and burned to the ground while I was driving it. Had some crazy luck with cars. And when